Malaysia records 3 more positive coronavirus cases. Severe punishment awaits water polluters once Water Services Industry Act amended. Good afternoon. You're watching Updates at Noon with me, Renee Fong. 3 more 2019 novel coronavirus 2019 nCoV positive cases have been confirmed in this country, bringing the total of positive cases to 7. Health Director General Datuk Dr. Nur Hisham Abdullah in a statement said the new cases were reported to Crisis Preparedness and Response Centre CPRC yesterday. The statement said the 3 latest positive cases involved a 4-year-old child being treated at the isolation ward of the Sultanah Maliha Hospital, Langkawi, a 52-year-old man being treated at the isolation ward of the Sultanah Aminah Hospital in Johor Bahru, and a woman. The woman was initially tested negative but decided to stay in Malaysia to look after her 2 children who are receiving treatment at the Sungai Buloh Hospital isolation ward after they were both tested positive for the virus. As of yesterday, the cumulative cases of person under investigation PUI for 2019 nCoV are 78, in which 39 are Malaysians, 36 China nationals, and 1 case respectively involving Jordan, Brazil, and Thailand national. Meanwhile, the Malaysian Quarantine and Inspection Services Department, MAKIS, is conducting strict checks on imported food products from China at all entry points nationwide. The Agriculture and Agro-Based Industry Minister Datuk Sri Salahuddin Ayub said the security controls and inspections are carried out as a precautionary measure in contaminating the coronavirus outbreak.
Saya telah mengarahkan MAKIS, iaitulah badan penguasaan kita, dia semua pintu masuk. Paling tidak pun mereka pada hari ini boleh membuat pemeriksaan secara rambang dahulu. Memilih item-item tertentu seperti daging ataupun buah-buahan secara rambang dahulu, walaupun tidak ada fakta yang menunjukkan berlakunya transmission ini melalui makanan, tetapi itu sebagai langkah prevention.
So far, there is no imported product from Wuhan, China entering this country. The Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission MCMC, in collaboration with the police, has arrested an individual suspected of spreading false news about the coronavirus outbreak. In a statement today, MCMC said the 34-year-old suspect was arrested at his home in Bangi at 4 p.m. yesterday to facilitate investigation over a Facebook status posted on 26 January. The statement said the uploaded content on the coronavirus outbreak was found to be fake, and the Commission had confiscated the suspect's mobile phone and SIM card used to upload the content. The suspect is being investigated under Section 233 of the Communications and Multimedia Act 1998, which carries a maximum fine of 50,000 ringgit or jail term of not more than 1 year or both. MCMC and the police are now tracking 3 more suspects to facilitate investigation. On 27th January, MCMC and the police had issued a warning that stern actions will be taken against irresponsible parties who spread fake contents or news or rumours about the 2019 nCoV. Investment between Selangor and China are not affected despite the country facing the current coronavirus outbreak, which originated from Wuhan in China. However, Selangor Menteri Besar Datuk Sri Amiruddin Syari assured that the state government views the current situation seriously and will take proactive measures to safeguard the existing bilateral ties.
Ya, pelaburan saya kira dia tidak berkait langsung, walaupun memang ada kaitan, tapi dia tidaklah secara langsung tentang penyebaran penyakit. Perlu diingat, yang pentingnya ialah kawalan.
As of now, China remains as the state's most successful trading partner after having invested a total of 3.9 billion ringgit in 2018. Speaking in Serdang, Selangor, Datuk Sri Amiruddin also advised the public to obtain accurate information pertaining to the virus and practice all the necessary precautions to avoid getting infected. Commenting on the Visit Malaysia Year 2020, he said Selangor will continue to play its role as one of the main entry points for tourists entering Malaysia. In another development, AirAsia says the suspension of all its flights from Kota Kinabalu, Bangkok and Phuket to Wuhan, China has now been extended until the end of February. In a statement, the airline said it is making provisions for guests with flight bookings to or from all destinations in mainland China to obtain a credit account or full refund. The statement said customers affected by the flight changes and travel bans could choose either credit account, retaining the value of their fare in their AirAsia Big Loyalty account for future travel, or a full refund. The credit account is only applicable for all flights to and from mainland China until 15th February or 29th February for flights to and from Wuhan only, while a full refund is only applicable for all flights to and from mainland China until 15th February and return flights from 16th to 29th February that were ticketed prior to 28th January. For more information and latest updates, the public can contact AirAsia customer support team at support.airasia.com. Meanwhile, tourism industry players claim that the temporary suspension of incoming Chinese tourists from Wuhan and Hubei had not affected the sector. According to President of Malaysia Tourism Council, Huzaidi Udanis, about 80% of tour packages involving almost 300,000 Chinese tourists have been cancelled following the spread of the coronavirus. Nevertheless, they are committed to support the government's decision to implement the suspension in order to prevent the spread of the virus into the country.
Kita faham tu. Kita faham. Pihak kerajaan China pun telah menghalang rakyat mereka keluar kan. Dia semasa raya Cina ni kan. Jadi kita pun menyokonglah. Tapi yang penting sekali, kita jangan jadi emosional lah. Jadi emosional untuk menghalang pelancong ke datang sini kan. Sebab ini kalau pelancong tu sihat, apa salahnya? Nanti dia tak ada mengapa kan, pelancong sihat dan pelancong tu berbelanja di sini. Jadi kita, saya amat yakin Kementerian Kesihatan telah memantau keadaan terutama di pintu masuk Malaysia. Jadi saya amat yakinlah dengan adanya dengan pemantauan yang ketat ni, kita boleh kurangkan risiko untuk pelancong yang berpenyakit yang berada di sini.
Huzaidi Udanis, who is also president of the Malaysia Inbound Tourism Association, MITA, said more than 2,000 of its members have been briefed on the current situation. Meanwhile, the Malaysian Association of Tour and Travel Agents, MATA, stressed that the measures taken to prevent the spread of coronavirus will not jeopardize efforts to realize the Visit Malaysia Year 2020 target. Its president, Datuk Tan Kok Leang, said tourism agencies will continue to enhance promotions at domestic and international levels to reduce the dependence on the arrivals of Chinese tourists.
Obviously, we need the situation to stabilize. Of course, the industry we have continued to be resilient. Of course, kita akan buat promosi di tempat-tempat seperti ASEAN dan negara-negara yang lain. Tetapi kita juga akan buat selepas keadaan stable, kita juga akan buat lawatan ke negeri China dan buat promosi yang lebih agresif.
For the record, last year the country recorded more than 3 million tourists arrivals from China. An Indonesian man was sentenced to 4 months jail by the Parit Magistrates Court yesterday after pleading guilty to possessing fake identification card since 8 years ago. Sharum Damanik, 55, pleaded guilty before Magistrate Nazratul Natrah Muhammad Yusof. According to the charge sheet, Saharum was detained at Man's Ward in Jangkat Melintang Bota Hospital after being found without legal approval after possessing an identification card of permanent residency status under the name of Honorejo Bajang. The accused, who entered Malaysia in 2012, admitted that he had paid 1,400 ringgit for the identification card and used it to apply for jobs in this country. He was charged under Regulation 25, subsection 1, subsection E of the National Registration Regulations 1990, amended 2007. Perak National Registration Department officer Ahmad Firdaus Cik Mat Rose prosecuted the case while the accused was not represented. An unemployed man was remanded 7 days beginning yesterday over the death of his 2-year-old niece who was stabbed on Monday. The remand order against the 26-year-old man was issued by Kemaman Sessions Court Judge Azman Mustafa. The investigation is made under Section 302 of the Penal Code for murder. The girl, Nurfafia Aufa Muhammad Takudin, was said to be playing at her house in Felda Chorol 2 when she was stabbed on the chest at about 1 p.m. allegedly by a close relative. The suspect, who tested positive for drug and had previous records for drug-related offences, was apprehended by neighbours and handed over to the police. The Water Services Industry Act 2006 will be amended to impose harsher punishment against water polluters. The Water, Land and Natural Resources Minister, Dato' Dr. A. Xavier Jayakumar, said the amendments, which were expected to be tabled in Parliament in October, would beef up enforcement to curb water resources pollution incidents.
Ini termasuklah kuasa menahan orang dan merampas kenderaan yang disyaki mencemarkan lurang kumbahan serta menaikkan penalti bagi kesalahan pembuangan kumbahan dan sebagainya di lurang kumbahan. Kita nak tukar undang-undang kita untuk denda ni sampai lebih dari 100,000 ataupun penjara untuk 2 tahun dan sebagainya atas orang-orang yang kita tangkap, dan lori-lori mereka akan disita juga.
He said this after chairing the first meeting of Water Resources Pollution Action and Monitoring Committee in Putrajaya. The committee encompasses representatives of the Energy, Science, Technology, Environment and Climate Change Ministry, International Trade and Industry Ministry, Housing and Local Government Ministry, the Royal Malaysia Police (PDRM), the Department of Environment, Road Transport Department (RTD), and the National Water Services Commission. Post Malaysia Berhad will be revising its postage rates starting from next month. These followed the government's decision to approve new postage rates effective 1st February 2020. Post Malaysia, in a statement, said the last it revised its rates was in 2010. The new rates was also in line with the increasing operational cost and international rate structure set by the Universal Postal Union (UPU). The rates revision will also enable the company to transform its postal system to achieve high competency level. The revised postage rates are only applicable to registered mail, commercial mail, and small parcels below 2 kg. Post Malaysia also noted that 95% of its mail users in Malaysia are commercial clients, while the balance 5% are individual mail users. The full list of the revised postage rates and structure will be available on www.post.com.my and across post offices nationwide. 2 men were ordered to enter their defence on a murder charge over the death of 23 people in a fire at Pusat Tahfiz Darul Quran Ittifaqiyah in the nation's capital almost 3 years ago. Judge Dato' Azman Abdullah made the ruling after finding that the prosecution had succeeded in establishing a prima facie case against the 2 men, both aged 16 when the tragedy occurred. However, Dato' Azman acquitted and discharged another person charged with them, also of the same age, without calling for his defence. And that concludes today's edition of Updates at Noon. In our top story, Malaysia records 3 more positive coronavirus cases. Join us again at 7 p.m. for more updates on the latest happenings around the world. Thanks for watching. I'm Renee Fong. Have a pleasant afternoon.